Hey YouTube. Okay, how are you guys doing? Okay, so I was able to download a video. I used to do it on another device, but now I'm doing it on my phone. So it's a little different. But anyways, the Page of Swords came out just a little while ago on my last reading. And I wanted to let y'all know that maybe you've been looking into somebody. Working, messages. This is the working, the Three of Pentacles. You need to rest because you've been looking into somebody too much. Rest, relax, it's going to be okay. You know, sometimes these things happen, right? At one point or another, you might not want the person, and then the person doesn't want you. Maybe some of you ladies are struggling with someone or struggled with someone who left you in the past, right? And you moved on. You moved on with your life. You said, well, you know, that person chose someone else. You know, maybe they cheated on you. Maybe they wanted somebody else. And so you moved on. And now that person is looking in on you. Wants to know what you're doing. Wants to, you know, who knows, send messages out about you, you know, talking bad about you, trying to make you look bad. You know, it happens. They think at first that you're their ball and chain, and then they change their mind because they see you move on. That's what usually happens when you move on, okay? And you start being in public, okay? You start going out, you start meeting new people, you start talking to new people, and they're like, wait a minute, you know, I left her. She can't be doing good. She can't be out there playing the field, you know, being with crowds and in amongst other people, having a good time, partying, dating, whatever it is that you may be doing. They were unhappy with you. They were in an unhappy marriage. They felt it was an emotional baggage, weighed down. They felt that they were being restricted. You know, who knows? Anchored down. So you decided to become stable, to be your own self, to do your own thing, to have fortitude, to be solid, to be steady, to endure what had to happen, you know, to let go. And you found the key to happiness, the key to make it, the key that no matter what this King of Wands might have done, it might have been a King of Wands, an Aries, Sag, or Leo, or somebody with those placements in their chart. And justice helped you out. The universe helped you. The universe said, you know what? You can make it. You can do this. We are going to help you. We have the key. The universe sees everything. God sees everything. They let you know what the solution was. They gave you the intelligence you needed, the insight, the clarity. They opened doors for you where there was no doors open before. You know, now I'm doing TikTok, and I love it there. I love TikTok. I love it with all my heart. I like YouTube too, but TikTok has been especially kind to me. Very helpful. A very important part of my life. So pay attention. Pay attention to the keys that the universe may be wanting to give you, to this anchor that they want to help you with, you know, to make something become long-term, to make something become stable for you, secure, to master anything that you would like to master. Discipline, working smart. How do they say? Work smarter, not harder. Focus, structure, teaching, training, learning a skill in the flow. You have a commanding presence. For some of y'all, you picked up your cross and you went on with it. You know what I mean? How does it say? Oh, it's over here in my, let me try to see if I can find it over here, what it says. I just read it the other day. It's your cross. Your cross to bear. How does it say? I hope it's here. Let me just read what it says for the cross. The key themes are burden, pain, trauma, suffering, destiny, or fate. A cross to bear. There you go. That's what I wanted to say. A cross to bear. You picked up your cross that you have to bear when they left you. Let me keep on reading this. So if the anchor, right, and both of them came out, by the way, the anchor was the winning card in the game of hope. The cross could easily have been considered the loser. You did not want to land on this card in that game, and you probably don't want it close to you in Lenormand spreads either. Your initial instinct might be to see the cross as a sign of hope. Not here, baby. The cross is suffering and burden, a true cross to bear. The cross is about sacrifice and pain. It's a deeply personal card. The cross is not just about minor or short-term troubles. It's about long-term damage, emotional burdens and scars that don't heal easily. The cross is the things that stay with you and the things you have done to leave behind. Sorry, as I read it wrong. The cross is the things that stay with you and the things you have had to leave behind. You know, like a relationship, like somebody that did you wrong, someone that hurt you. It's the emotional baggage you carry, the marks that have been left on your psyche by painful experiences throughout your life. This card can also speak to destiny or fate, someone or something that keeps returning to you in life, something you are intrinsically bound to and cannot shake. You know, a certain ex that just won't leave you alone, just trying to, knock you off your path, put a wrench in your project, put a, something to make you fall, to make you fail. The cross is so damn heavy that it can feel impossible to read. Let's face it, we don't love to be reminded of our pain and trauma as we're trying to go through our everyday lives. So it's not fun to see the cross appear in your readings. But when you're reading the Grand Tableau, use all the 36 cards, and that means there's simply no avoiding it. In the tableau, when you do the Grand Tableau of the Lenormand cards, you have to set a card down from the Lenormand cards on every space that goes on the Lenormand tableau. So don't be afraid of the cross. No, it says, just like in life, you have to confront or at least acknowledge your personal demons eventually. So don't be afraid of the cross. Instead of trying to avoid thinking about its implications, consider what you can do to face up to it, to accept it, to make it lighter and easier to bear. So what did you do? You got your cross that you had when that guy left you, and you did the best that you could with what life was handing you to make yourself feel stable and secure. And guess what? You mastered it. You're okay now. And now that you're okay and in the garden and meeting new people and doing new things, this person that thought you were a ball and chain is now wanting you back. Now trying to, take away the key that the universe gave you to make it in life, to make you stable, to help you be stable and secure, to not feel so bad for the pain that they caused you. They don't like that. They want you to be in pain. They want you to be all, discombobulated with hassles, with problems. Out of control. It says mischief. Many working components, future gains, work it out. But you didn't. You didn't get to where you were out of control. You got all that yarn and you fixed it up and you put every color where it belonged and you made it a white ball. You made it a ball just like this white one. You got that burgundy color, this mint color, this throat chakra color, the light blue one, and you did something beautiful with your life. And if you haven't, you're going to. You are going to. Time heals all wounds. And you're going to get that spark of curiosity, that spiritual awakening. It says it's time. Heeding the call. Research it. Inner knowing. Dark to light. You're going from dark to light. You're going to be going from dark to light. Going down the rabbit hole. Waking from the dream. Because when you don't feel good, when people do you wrong, when things go wrong, you tend to want to rest. You tend to, God helps you to rest. And when you're resting, you're learning, you're, figuring things out. You're getting insights. You go within like the hermit. And you get clarity. Okay? I'm going to end with this one. The sun. What a beautiful card. Let me read it to you. It's a beautiful card in the Lenormand and in the Lenormand has a sun card too. I might read y'all the Lenormand sun card too. You might like it and you might not. But for those of you that do, thank you very much for watching. The sun card. Look at you, saying it's okay. I'm going to make it. I'm beautiful. I got the sun on my side. The sun. I'm so happy I did this reading. I really am. I hadn't done a reading in YouTube in a while. You can't see what's in front of you, can you? Here, let me undo the blindfold. Let me undo the blindfold. Can you see clearly now? Well, can you? Up close and personal, beautiful goddess by the name of... Well, I was going to read that story, but I better not, because then it makes it too long. Well, why not? Up close and personal, beautiful goddess by the name of Saraswati sits and looks in your direction with joy. Her metallic red and green clothing flutters as the wind passes right through her. Her clothing glows in immense, bright and burning colors like jewels. Unknown to you, this goddess comes from a world in the solar system where nighttime and darkness don't exist. Lies and deceptions are always uncovered. In her world, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. From time to time, other sun goddesses, as well as the sun gods of all pantheons, pay her world a visit. Those who are blinded or unable to see clearly are recruited to her world and stay there until they are able to see again. Due to her immense illumination from the sun's rays reflecting off her blue skin, everything lightens up. She gets closer to you and gently opens your eyes as her peacock dances and sings in celebration. Soon after, this goddess whisks away. All that's left swirling in the air are sparks and small fireballs floating aimlessly. Because the sun is a blazing fire, a blazing ball of fire, right? In a reading, this card says that you see clearly the matter and truth of a situation or person because either you voluntarily or involuntarily wanted to do so. Sometimes the universe just puts it in your face. Look here, this is what's happening. And you get other people, that you're seeing, that you're hearing, synchronicities, and you're figuring things out, right? You get clarity. You are seeing with the eyes of your logical sense, and better yet, with the eyes of your soul. You see the truth in everything, which gives you the privilege to accept or decline things that may benefit you for the greater good. If you want others to live a life filled with joy and honesty, try to see things and people for what and who they truly are. You started realizing that just because this guy is not with you, just because this guy doesn't want you to be with him anymore, that doesn't matter. You can still make a good life for yourself. And you started seeing things and people for what and who they truly are. The best thing in life is to live an honest and happy one where truth and honesty coexist. The time has come to open your eyes and see the light. Yes, the reality of a matter might hurt, but it's best to see clearly than to live in blindness. When reversed, this card advises that even though you have a clear and perceptive clarity, you are not seeing things clearly. The solutions to your problems are right in front of you, but you look the other way. Open your eyes to see things differently. And it takes a while, guys. It takes a while, ladies, to see that person that you loved so much, that you thought was going to be the person for you, end up saying, no, I don't want you. I want this other person. So be it. You move on with your life, or you will be soon. And it might not be too soon. It might take a year or two. It takes a while. The Sun in the Lenormand card, the Lenormand guidebook. The key themes is happiness, achievement, and a positive outcome. Hello, sunshine. Throughout history and across cultures, the sun has always been a pretty in-your-face, obvious symbol of positivity, warmth, and happiness. The Lenormand sun is no exception. So it kind of speaks for itself, beaming with joy. The sun shines down on us, and it feels so good. It brightens up all things, and we long for it during times of darkness. The sun card always speaks of good things. It signifies good health, good times, and an end of troubles and worries. It's about having your moment in the sun. Enjoy the warmth and soak it up. The sun card is an overwhelming, joyful card, and it sheds lights on the cards around it. When it's surrounded by other positive cards, you can't help but feel the good vibes. We love to see the sun shining down on our house, our tree, and our garden. Even negative cards can benefit a bit from the sun's energy. It can signal the end of a difficult situation or a troublesome period coming to a conclusion. Looking for it, following journey cards like the mountain or the clouds, or shine down on a card like the ways, because the ways is like you don't know which path you're going to take. It's the ways card. It shows the sun and it shows the nighttime. You don't know if you want to do something, at nighttime or during the sun, or you know what I mean, a path, which way to go, or the ship to help the path illuminate the path, because the ship card sometimes has a little light on it. That's not to say some cards can't occasionally be a bit of a damper on the sun's warmth, though, too. So, the sun in Lenormand versus the sun in tarot. I'm going to read this too. When it comes to cards in the Lenormand and the tarot that share a theme, the sun cards in each deck are the most closely aligned by far. These are the only cards in both Lenormand and tarot that are basically completely interchangeable with one another. Other cards in Lenormand, like the key and the anchor, can also draw comparisons with the tarot sun, since it carries a feeling of goal achievement and success. Overall, though, the tarot sun's message of warmth, vitality, and positivity is practically identical to the meaning of the sun as it's known here in the Lenormand. Awesome. Great. Thank you guys for listening. I'm not going to add any more. Just know that you're growing, that you're rooted. You're going to be starting to get very rooted. I would read this one too, but maybe on my next video, okay? You're so rooted and grounded. You're doing so well. God has helped you out so much. The universe, your angels, your ancestors, they want you to be happy. They don't want you to be rejected. and turned away by someone that didn't appreciate your love and your value and how beautiful of a human being that you are. They want you to be happy. Therefore, they're helping you to be grounded, to be stable. And she's holding a clock with time. Time heals all wounds. Thank you for listening, you beautiful privileged ladies or privileged men. I'm sure there's privileged men out there too. Absolutely. That hook up with privileged women. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Thank you so much. Hold it together. Set boundaries. Restriction. Proper following the rules. Buttoned up. Perfect posture. Holding it together. Support. You may have been a people pleaser, but not anymore. You're learning how to be yourself and look beautiful everywhere you go. New beginnings, fresh excitement, rejuvenate, set goals, intentions, a surprise, increasing, coming alive, growth, fertile, a new cycle. Yes, spring to action. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And then you read, and then you send a letter to Dear John. And then the little letter, as far as I can see, it says, Dear John, I think it's best that we go our own way, separate ways. Rejection, cold hard truth, breaking up, set boundaries, divorce, strained situation. It's not you, it's me. The end, final word, cutting cords. Something's not working. Maybe that's how it started. But now, you're the one that's moved on, okay? You're the one that's not going to be in these arguments anymore. I said I wasn't going to pull no more, right? Fighting, abusive, tense, painful, doing it again and again. The rod is the card of doing something again and again, forgiving them and going again and doing the same thing where they keep on treating you the same way. Over and over. It can mean, it can signify also sex, right? Where they have you tied with sexual, you love them. From being together all the time, from sharing that, the togetherness and romance and intimacy. Getting mad at each other, anger, something that's repetitive. So thank you guys. You are aging like fine wine. Thank you very much. Yes, you are. Developing over time, flavor, family legacy, the good stuff, finesse, alchemy. You alchemized the wrong that people did to you. And you became so beautiful, and you're helping people out there. Or you're going to be transformed, ripening, ages well. Take care, guys. These are all beautiful cards. I hope my YouTube gets me a good thumbnail, so I'll hold these up here a little bit. Whichever one it wants to. And if not, I'll put my own. It didn't on my last. Well, it did. It picked out some, but I didn't like them. I put my own. Anyways, take care, guys. God bless y'all. Take care. God's plan for your life is good. When you trust Him completely, you can experience total peace and happiness. In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Proverbs 16:9. Therefore, whoever confesses me before men, him I will also confess before my Father who is in heaven. Matthew 10:32. God is no respecter of persons. His promises are for whoever believes in Him. That's beautiful. I love this reading. I hope y'all liked it too. Thank you so much for watching, for clicking on this video. Take care, guys. I'll see y'all on my next reading. Thank you. Bye-bye.